Have you had a chance to check out the 2024 Harley Davidson models yet? If not, you are missing out. Okay, welcome back to Riding Free. Thanks for checking back in. The new release of the 2024 models has been out for about a week and a half now. People have had a chance to digest and absorb and marinate in what's going on with the new model release. Have you had a chance to check them out? Have you bought one yet? Definitely sales are going up with the 24 models. Been pretty crazy just in the first week, especially coming out with the CVO Road Glide ST, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. Okay, first thing we're going to talk about is we only have one Street Glide and one Road Glide model. Harley is just plain out simplifying the market with one model instead of a standard and a special version and an ST version. So they have just streamlined everything down into one package with a 117 motor. No VVT in the Street Glide or Road Glide. That is not a bad thing. A lot of people are very concerned or making comments about the no VVT on the Street Glide and Road Glide, and it's not a bad thing. Not having the VVT is going to allow you to build up the motor a lot easier. You can still build up a VVT motor. However, the timing of the VVT tends to complicate things a little bit. So a lot easier to build up a non-VVT motor. And the 117 has definitely got a great amount of power in the new motorcycle, lighter package. So the power with the motor has just been phenomenal. If you have not ridden one, you definitely have to go to a dealership and check one out. So what do you think of the new colors for the 24 Street Glide and Road Glide? I will be honest with you, my opinion may not mean much to some folks, but when they came out with the 23 CVOs, the dark platinum and the whiskey neat, definitely a big change. The whiskey neat did look a lot better than the dark platinum, and after seeing a lot of the dark platinum ones for a while, I just kind of got bored with them. But with the new colors on the new Road Glide and the Street Glide, things have been refreshed, and I kind of have a different take on it. A lot of people just may not like that new design style, the fairing style. But if you remember back to 2014 when they came out with the Project Rushmore bikes, a lot of people, said the same thing. They didn't like the new style. Why did they have to change, the way things were and leave good enough alone? However, we've all become accustomed to the Project Rushmore bikes and have been more accepting over the years. Will this happen with the new models? Only time will tell. I will tell you my opinion, they have been growing on me. The more that I look at them, the more I tend to like the front end, especially I'm a Road Glide guy. They definitely are growing on me. The lighting on the front of it is just phenomenal. The Street Glide lighting is super nice as well, but man, that Road Glide is definitely looking good, especially with the new colors. Now, both the Street Glide and the Road Glide do come in a chrome and black trim option. Black trim is an extra $1,350, but I'm a fan of the black instead of the chrome, so definitely would be something that I would purchase and find worthwhile. Along with the new changes in the fairing and the 117 being stock on the Road Glide and Street Glide, which is just absolutely fantastic. One of the things we see is the rider safety enhancements. What formerly was known as the RDRS, or Reflex Defensive Rider System, is coming standard on all Street Glide and Road Glide models. So you get the linked ABS brakes, corner hands braking, drag slip torque control, vehicle hold control. It is just super awesome that they've put everything into one package, and the price point on the Street Glide and the Road Glide is absolutely phenomenal. Basically, by them streamlining and coming out with one package, the bikes are way more affordable than buying a Street Glide or a Road Glide Special in a 23 version or previous. So the price point is very attractive, especially with the new things that you get. Along with all the new cool stuff, we do get the Skyline OS and that big digital gauge system. There are no traditional analog gauges on the motorcycle, and the new technology package is pretty cool. Now, a lot of you may not be tech fans, especially if you're old school, old school motors, spark, fuel, air, which seem to be very simplistic. Not having a lot of electronics is very simplistic. Well, the 24 models definitely aren't that. They're very electronic laden motorcycles. They're very heavily based on electronics. Matter of fact, one of the things I've noticed in messing around with them at the shop is if you do not allow the electronics to come up completely, it then tends to create some starting problems. You definitely have to let the electronics come up to speed before the motorcycle will, function in a normal capacity. With the Skyline OS, one of the cool things is that you do have native Apple CarPlay in The navigation system, it is super cool. You don't need to have a WIM. You don't need to have an adapter installed. It is a native function. Google, however, has taken a different approach to things, and they have stopped Android Auto being available on two-wheel vehicles for safety purposes. Can't be mad at the motor company. Definitely have to be mad at Google for that. And maybe they'll change, maybe they won't, who knows. Now, one of the things that people have been complaining about is the embedded GPS that is in the Skyline OS. In order to get the embedded GPS, you have to pay for it. It is a paid service. However, it does give you map updates, it does give you live traffic, and it does give you a weather overlay. I have seen it activated. It is pretty cool. However, it's like a $350 price tag to get the embedded GPS and navigation stuff in the motorcycle. The Apple CarPlay is native and it is free, so if you do have Apple CarPlay, you are all set. You can use all of your Apple CarPlay function just like you can in the car. You can use Google Maps, Waze, whatever you choose to use. You can use some of the newer systems that are out there that do have the GPS and weather overlay, which are super cool when you're traveling on a motorcycle. Now, with the bikes being lighter than the predecessor models in the Rushmore version, they are a lot more nimble. And I tell you, with the 117, which we've seen in the ST models and the CVO models in years past, definitely have a nice amount of power over the 114. However, the new 117 motorcycles definitely do move. They're very snappy, and the fact that they are lighter, being a road glide guy, checking out the road glide, you can really push those things into the corners. It feels a lot more aggressive, a lot more nimble, and that's just on the stock motorcycle. Now, like I did say, on the new motorcycles, there is a lot more upgraded lighting. The LED lighting on the front of both bikes does increase safety because you are more visible. Has LED lights all around, and the tail lights on the motorcycles look really nice. I would certainly probably add some more lighting. I'm a big fan of lighting and being safe, so I would probably upgrade the lighting. Two things that I'm disappointed in the motor company in the new motorcycles is, number one, the windshield looks nice and streamlined on the Road Glide. However, it is not very effective in pushing the wind around. So as usual, stock windshield looks okay. It fits the style and the lines of the motorcycle, but it is less effective than what I would typically like. Now, I'm sure aftermarket is going to just come alive with those things. I know Clockworks already has a version out for the 2023 CVOs, so you do have some upgrade abilities. Now, Harley does have a couple of different windshields, and there is a different windshield on the CVO St model, so I'm sure that will be something that Harley will end up putting out for regular motorcycles as well. Now, the other thing that I'm really disappointed in, just simply a cosmetic feature, and I know a lot of people have already talked about this, is the inner fairing on both the motorcycles is not painted. Now, granted, pros, cons to putting everything into one package in a motorcycle is that everything is in that same package and it's super awesome. However, there is a price tag associated with having everything into the motorcycle. People have complained for years to the motor company about, hey, put this and that on the motorcycle, make this change, blah, 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 blah. And then they see the price tag and complain about the price tag. It's just inevitable. You can't have everything put in a nice, great package and expect to have a great price point. So I guess it's one of the things they kind of skimped on, if you will, is not painting the inner fairing, but that is an easy fix. I'm sure people out there are definitely going to jump on the bandwagon knowing the inner fairings aren't painted and going to start offering that as a service for customers. Now let's talk about the super cool CVOs for this year, 2024. It's the 25th anniversary of the CVO model, and Harley has definitely come through with some cool features on the CVOs. The new colors, the legendary orange with the one and the black and the gray, is just super badass looking. It's my favorite color of the CVOs. The copperhead is really nice. It definitely changes colors. Comes out of the Snake Venom family of paints from 2021, so it definitely has that movement kind of feel to it. But the legendary orange is definitely my favorite. Harley has put the 25-year logo on the motorcycle. It looks super awesome. All of the features are there from the 2023 models. You do have the 121 VVT, very, very smooth ride. On the normal CVO models, you still have the Rockford Fosgate audio in the front and in the saddlebag lids, and you still do have the power locks. That, however, is not the case in the CVO Road Glide ST, and we'll talk about that in just a second. One of the cool things that Harley's done for 2024 is they've paired up with Cardo. I've been using a Cardo for years. Absolutely fantastic communication system. Big fan. Positive reviews with Cardo, but they have come up with a Harley branded Cardo Pack Talk Edge that comes with the CVOs instead of a wired headset. So it gives you more flexibility and definitely allows you to communicate with other motorcyclists when you're out there riding. It is fantastic. We'll do a separate video on the Cardos coming up. Now let's talk about the motorcycle that's my absolute favorite this year. It is definitely the CVO Road Glide ST. Hands down, just a sexy, badass machine. If you have not seen one yet in person, go to a dealership, check them out. They are pretty awesome. Tip to tip, it is just a beautiful machine, and the fact that it's built performance is even more awesome. On the Road Glide ST CVO, it is the 121 motor. However, it is a high output motor. It is not VVT. And that is strictly a 100% performance-based feature that Harley's put in that motorcycle versus the VVT and the normal CVOs. Now, being the fact that it is a high output motor, it does have an upgraded cam and some upgraded performance features in the motor, which allows you to continue to build that up if you want. Now, with all the 2024 models, you do have the ability to have selective ride modes. You have rain mode, you have road mode, and sport mode, which are awesome. But in the Road Glide CVO ST, you have track mode and track mode plus. The mapping for that came specifically from Kyle Wyman's bike, and he had a lot of input on the track response to his racing motorcycles. If you haven't checked out King of the Baggers, it is super awesome, and that's where the CVO Road Glide ST comes from. It is a race-inspired performance bagger. You definitely can ride around on it, but with the track modes, you can take it on the track and definitely have a lot more fun and some spirited riding. One of the cool features of the CVO Road Glide ST is that it does have smaller footboards, which allow for a greater lean angle. The CVO Road Glide ST does get 1 degree more lean angle than normal Road Glide and Street Glide models. The footboards are smaller. They definitely look really nice, but I will tell you from personal experience so far, they're kind of slippery. One of the features that I like, because I'm a T-bar fan, I just switched to T-bars on my personal motorcycle, but Harley put what they call Motobars on the CVO Road Glide ST, which is essentially a T-bar style that Harley has come out with. They do allow for a little more aggressive handling in response to the motorcycle. Now, I'm sure you've seen some pictures or video on the internet so far. The Road Glide CVO ST has a forged carbon fiber front fender, the tank console, and a cowl that goes in the rear of the rider's seat. It is a solo seat in the forged carbon fiber. It looks super cool. And it has a Screaming Eagle performance exhaust on there, which is a little louder than normal. Sounds pretty decent for being a stock exhaust, but federal regulations kind of regulate what Harley can and can't do with a production exhaust. But the exhaust looks great and does have the carbon fiber tips on the exhaust, which kind of just sets the motorcycle off. I did mention the windshield earlier on the Road Glide CVO ST. It does have a windshield with a lip on the front of it, so it does push air above the rider's head a little bit better. The performance of it is much better than the stock windshield, and it looks fantastic. One of the super awesome features I'm really excited about on the Road Glide CVO ST is the front wheels. Just super fantastic design, all black alloy wheels. It does have red CVO lettering in it. It is just sharp and sexy, and they've put wave style front rotors on it, and it just completely sets the front end of the motorcycle off. One of the things they had to do away with to lighten the motorcycle up is they did not put audio in the rear of the motorcycle in the saddlebag lids, and they did get rid of the power locks, which we normally find in a CVO version of a motorcycle. However, if you get that motorcycle, your mindset has to be a little bit different, and that you're looking for a performance-inspired motorcycle versus the normal CVO. If you haven't checked out a 24 yet, get yourself to a dealership. Go check them out. They're super awesome. The colors are just absolutely beautiful. The Onyx Pearl is my favorite so far on the black motor. It is just beautiful. I dig the shark skin, the whiskey. Fire is a great color. The Alpine Green is super nice. I mean, Harley has really done a good job this year on the motorcycles. Now, Now the big question for you is, would you buy one of the new motorcycles? If you would, what would make you pull the trigger? What features do you like? Leave that in a comment down below. Or if you say, hey, definitely not for me, I don't like the style, let us know why in the comments down below. Guys, thanks for stopping by and spending some time with me. I sincerely appreciate it. Just want to continue talking about the 24s. This is a big change in our Harley world and what's going on right now. If you enjoyed today's content, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button. Share with your friends. We got a lot of great content coming out this year and a lot of cool trips planned. Until next time, guys, ride safe, enjoy your life, live it to the fullest. It does have an expiration date, and thank those that allow us to be out riding free. Until next time, we'll catch you later.